Hello there. Today, this Nissan Micra smells revolting. I don't even want to think about this Vauxhall Corsa, and the Nissan Primera has a flat tyre. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Right, at 10 o'clock last night, I was buying petrol, looked down at this tyre and noticed it was a bit low and it feels a bit soft as well. So let's check the pressure with this gauge and then we'll see what's what. Right. So the gauge is reading about 10.5, 11 psi, which is far too low. I normally keep this tyre at 29, so clearly something's wrong. So let's do a quick inspection and see if there's any obvious reason the tyre's losing air. So, can you see any screws or nails or tears or bulges? Anything that's not supposed to be there that would explain the air loss. Looks okay so far from what I can see. It's possible, of course, that there's a nail or something here in the bottom of the tyre that we can't see at the moment. So I'll tell you what, let's be thorough. Let's move the car back a little and then we can inspect that part of the tyre too. Now I don't want to start the engine just to move the car 6 inches, so instead let's put the automatic gearbox into neutral, and we can do that with the engine off by first pressing this button and then sliding into neutral and then release the handbrake, of course. And now if we give it a little push, that should enable us to see the right part of the tyre. Well, there's no obvious damage, but nonetheless, we'll fit the spare wheel. First though, the Nissan Micra. God, that door lock's stiff today. Come on, turn. Oh dear. Come on. Don't want to force it. Tell you what, we'll go on the other side. Hopefully this one's a little better. Yeah. All right, and let's have a sniff. Yep, it smells horrendous. Now this car smells damp, musty, as if it's just on the edge of going mouldy, and in fact it has done that on me in the past, twice, and on both occasions I spent a long time getting rid of that mould. So let's do a quick inspection and see if there is actually any mould. Oh, that seatbelt looks all right, which is a good start. Now, the first time this car went mouldy on me, it happened really quickly. There were just a few tiny specks. I left it for a few days, and when I came back, the whole car was saturated. The steering wheel was horrible, the seats, the belts. And that's why I really want to keep an eye on it, because I don't want a repetition of that. That belt looks okay as well. So does that one. All right. So whereas it smells horrible, there don't appear to be any obvious signs that it has actually gone mouldy. Good. I tell you what though, let's leave all the doors and windows open for a while and then get a bit of airflow through there. And hopefully that will help. Right, back to the Primera. Now, I'm not overly happy about fitting this spare tyre because it is rather old. It's original to the car, which means it's from 2005 or thereabouts. And even though it hasn't been used much, that means it may well have deteriorated quite a bit just because of its age. Now there's a date code around here somewhere. Where's it gone? So there's the manufacturing date, the 48th week of 2004. Now, I wouldn't normally use a tyre this old because, as I indicated, they deteriorate over time whether they're used or not. But this one does seem to be particularly well preserved. There are no obvious cracks in the sidewall. And look, we've got as new tread. See that? And look, we've even got some of the original manufacturing marks there. See that yellow and the orange? So whereas I'd never claim that tyre would ideally be on the car, I think it's safer than the one that's on there now, which is definitely faulty. There we go, one dodgy tyre. Okay, let's pause and see how the Mikra's doing. Hopefully it smells better in here. Yes, it does. It smells a lot better. Good. Well, that's encouraging. Before the day's finished, though, we need to lubricate that lock. It started raining, so we've got to close the Micra up because the whole idea is to dry it out, not fill it with rainwater. There's always something. Well, this is England. If it isn't raining now, it's about to. Anyway, the tripod for my camera is sheltering in the porch. The trolley jack is just going to have to take its chances, but we can move the torch and the pressure gauge over here into the Corsa, where they can stay dry. Okay, the spare wheel is now mostly fitted. I didn't film that because if I had, the camera would have been drowned and I don't fancy buying a new one of those. So let's lower the car down now. Are you ready? Here it goes. Okay, what's next? Nissan Micra door lock. So we'll lubricate with GT85 when I can find it. There it is, in the big red can. That will do the job just fine. And yes, I must put these in the car as well because I promised to lend them to someone. So let's spray a little GT85 onto the car's ignition key and then pop the key partially into the slot to open it up. Spray a little more in, pop the key in, and then move it to and fro to loosen things up. Oh. Yeah, okay. It's easing off a little. Yeah, okay. Well, the lock is getting better, but the weather is getting much, much worse. Never mind. Okay, this is my torque wrench, and it's going to measure how tight the wheel nuts are on the Primera, so we know they're not too tight and not too loose. That's important. So the torque wrench is going to make a loud, obvious click when the nuts are tight enough, but not too tight. Not yet. Still not yet. There it was. Hear that? So we need to do that for all 5. There's another one. There's 3, 4, and finally 5. Okay. The tyre's being pumped up now. The compressor is shielding from the rain under the dog seat cover, and I'm running the cable through the window there and into the cigarette lighter. So yeah, getting there now. Okay, the spare tyre is now pumped up to 30 psi, which is good enough for us today. I've also pumped up the original wheel. I'll explain why in a different video if time permits. And joy of joy, my phone's gone wrong and turned itself off. Now, if you enjoy watching me standing around in the rain and the freezing cold, tinkering with old cars, then you're more than welcome to subscribe to CarSpyTV because, well, we do that quite a bit. Also, before you go, can you please do me a favour and click like on this video? And of course, you're welcome to leave a comment in the comment section too. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm going indoors.